Hey everyone, so this is the last video in the series about Wiremark tutorial. So in this series we have learned a lot about Wiremark, right? So I have explained everything in detail. I hope you learned and your time was worth giving it, right? So this last video I'm going to cover about mock lab, Wiremark in the cloud. So there is one more topic, HTTPS with Wiremark, but there is not much use case and it is a bit difficult to do as well. There are different things involved like certification authority, local self-certification, all those things. So that is why I'm skipping it. Still, if you see that you have this use case, let me know in the comment section. I'll cover that as well. So coming to the topic, mock lab, wire mock in the cloud. So anything that everything that we are doing in here, that is standalone wire mock server and all those things. If we do not want to do that, mock lab comes into picture here. So you can just hand over the management of the server to the wiremock itself, and they are going to charge you something for this. They are giving you some free stuffs to do as well, but if you exhaust those limit, you have to pay, right? But uh, by paying those, you are handing over the server management, Wiremock server management, and they are going to make the stubbing, verification, and all those stuffs very much easy, right? So now, without wasting any time, let me take you to the Wiremock website itself and take you to the Wiremock lab portal and show you the sample mapping. Here, how we can do this. So this is the mock lab. If you here, it is going to take you in the new portal here. So if you see, this is the website, start mocking, and you start mocking now. Ship better apps earlier by mocking the APIs unit. So you just have to create the account here and just start mapping, start creating the stubbing. So I'm just clicking here. So these are the options that you have to sign up. I'm going ahead with the sign up part with GitHub. So these are things that you can easily do. So I'm just making account here. All right. So now it has given me the account. All right. So account is created. So this is the sample page, that welcome page that they have given. Just skip it. Right. So here is the home page that they have given. When you come here on the this home page, this is the sample stubbing that they already have given if you want to experiment around with this one, right? So now coming to the point how we can access it, right? So here is the thing. Coming to the settings section, let's see what are the stuffs here. Coming to the setting section here, so the mock API has the following base URL. So these are the by default base URLs that they have given. So let me see if I can change it or not. So no, there is no option to change this one. Yeah, so this is actually this there is no chance to, there is no option to edit this one. I'm not seeing the option to edit this one. So this is the URL that is created for you, right? So with this ID is account associated with this one, right? So if I go ahead and hit this one, I'll get all the mappings and all those stuffs that we have here. So here I'm getting this error that there is no request matching with this one, right? So because I'm not hitting the individual one, right? So I have to add the mapping. So this is going to be have as the standalone server that we had, right? So now just start doing some stubbing section here. So this is the setting part that you can explore here. These are the many things. You are getting the HTTP as well as HTTPS free of cost, right? So coming to the stubbing section, so these are the sample stubbings that they already have given, right? So these are the get JSON one. So if I come here, so this is the base URL here. So if I come here and enter JSON one, so I am going to get the specific response. Yeah, ID value things it is giving me. So this is, let's see how it is, how they have mapped it. So this is the thing, request get a JSON, right? So this is the get mapping that they have given here. So response 200 status they have given, content type JSON they have given, and this is the body part. So ID value JSON one they have given. So if I want to replace, change it, just change it and just save it, and the changes you are going to see quickly, very quickly. The moment you saved it, you are going to see the change here, 1 2 3, right? So this is the sample things that they have given: get request, post request, put request. You just go ahead and try this. So I want to create our own mapping. How I can do this? So coming here under the new section here, new API. So here is the request part here that they have given. So here is the, like in the last video, so let me, so this, the last video I have explained you about the training query, like templating part. So I want to simulate this mapping, this JSON mapping with this cloud, right? So how I can do this? So URL pattern is this train, right? Same thing I want here. So this is the get request, right? So coming to advanced section here, so we have path and query. Yeah, we have path and query. Yes, so we have query parameter. So this is the URL that we have. Other than that, we have query parameter. So what query parameter we have? We have from, we have matches here. So you can see the different options here. What value I have? I have value dot star, and I have one more query parameter here, 2, and here matches again, and here dot star, right? So now by doing this, this part is ready here, right? So we have get trains and this one, right? So now in the scenario, if you want to add the scenarios, these are the options to add scenarios, as we have seen in the stateful behavior of the wire mock. So same thing you can do, right? So earlier you were writing this many things in the JSON format, but they have now the nice interface that you can make use of, right? I'm skipping the scenario part, coming to the response direct. So here you have options to add the fault. You have different faults we have seen in the previous videos. Proxy part, you can do it. So I'm just interested in the direct part here. So enable templating. So what is this global template we enabled, right? So I want the enabling to be I want the enable template here, so I just have to check it, right? So and here coming to the body section, we have different options: JSON, XML, text, whatever I need. So I have JSON response, right? So I'm just going to remove it, and whatever we have here. So this is the response body, and this is the JSON body here, and this is the actual content here, right? This is the actual content from here to here. I just have to copy this part and paste it here, right? Easily. That's it, we are done. So this is the delay part. You can introduce fixed delay, random delay. You can relate it with the video that I have explained about the how we can introduce delay in the Warmock standalone server as well as in the JVM library, right? So I want no delay. If you choose the specific section, they are going to ask one. So I want no delay. As soon as it is ready, give me that response, right? So everything is ready now, so I can just change the here get trains description here, and coming here save option. Yeah, it is just saving that. So the moment it is saved here, I'm going to hit this one, right? So here, coming here, changing this one, trains, right? Now I have query parameter from Delhi, and second query parameter to Mumbai. If everything goes fine, I'll be just cool. I got the response here, right? So if I want to read it properly in beautification format, I'm going to hit this this Chrome plugin that I have installed, right? So just to beautify this one. So I'm getting the same response that I was earlier getting. So if I change the anything here 1 2 3, it is going to change accordingly, right? So templating, we got it, but see how easily we did it, right? So the point is here how easily we did it, right? If I come here under the stub section again, so I can see all the list here. So these are the list of the stubs that you have done. So these are the things that I already have provided, and this is the last one, trains, that I got. So if I select it, I'll get the chance to edit this one, right? Yeah, it is open now. Now request logging section is very much interesting here, right? So it is going to record everything, the interaction that you are doing with this one, right? So latest one, it is hash the last request you did from Delhi to Mumbai. At this time, if you hit this, you will get the further details, that what URL and what other things, what stuffs you requested with this one, right? So this is how you can do this one. So this is how you can do this stubbing, which is very easy, right? And you have seen that how you can create this stubbing, right? So now we were also recording the request and response with the help of standalone Warmock server, right? So we can do the same thing with the Warmock as well. So this is the button, right? So you just have to click this one, and here is the same URL, the pretty familiar URL that we were getting with the standalone server, right? So I just have to mention the target URL here, right? So what website, what service I want to record here, I just have to give that URL, right? So here I want to record GitHub. So if I access this github.com URL, all the response that it is giving me, that should be recorded. I want to record that, right? So it is giving me the thing, that base URL, that what base URL I have to hit, and when I hit this start, it is going to just keep track of this one. And if you remember the standalone server, how I was recording the websites, when you have this target URL, you had to enter the URL where your server is running. Now I have this one. This is the base URL that I have. Now when I go ahead and hit this one, so actually I already have this. If I hit this, it is going to give me the GitHub page. It has given me, right? So this is the GitHub page. I hit this one. Now it is configured to record the GitHub websites. That is why I'm getting this response, right? So this all these things we are getting. So just click few steps here so that we can we can record as much as possible, right? So these are the things here, and enterprise expertise, why GitHub, just code review and all those things. So whatever we are just scrolling down here, we are clicking here, everything is being recorded here. So now come here, stop this recording here. Yes, they are saying the stub response body is too large. So this is the limitation that they have, that also you can see. Just press OK here. So I think it was not able to record because we exceeded that limit. So try this again, once again. So it is recording now. Just hit this again. Okay, so it hit this one. Just click a few endpoints, right? So because I think this is the limitation with the free version, limitation that they have. Just stop this recording now. Yeah, now it has recorded the things for us, right? So if I close this section here, if I close this section here, so I can see all the things here, right? So yeah, all the recordings will be in the format of the stubs in the Wiremock lab. So if I hit this team, we hit this URL, right? So I'll be able to edit this stubbing. And in real time, if you are interacting with any API, you can record that API, and you will be getting the request and response properly here, right? So this is the team, this is the team endpoint, this is the thing 200 response, and these are the header information that it was being sent, and this is the response, and it is pretty smart to detect by the content of the URL that what response it is giving. Text, XML, test, HTML, XML, all those stuff. So it is going to give me that, right? So let me see if it had if like not non HTML part. So it was all HTML, but it recorded that properly. But if you were having any like REST response, REST call there, it would have recorded that. So just try that one, right? So this is how you can make use of this Wiremock lab if you want to try that. So you just have to keep in mind the limitation that they have. You can if you come here on the Wiremock lab section, let me see if they have something here. Yeah, so it is just summary that they have. So this is, I can go ahead and delete this section as well. I have option to delete this one, right? So if I click this one, mock API, yeah, mock API, here is the option, create new mock API. This is what I was looking for. So mockable example, and these are the things, or to mock, these are the options that you can select for. So this is the mock API. So if I test example, I can say custom host name also I can give. So for example, I'm giving here green learner mocklab.io. If I save this, I have saved this one, right? and these are the security and all those stuffs that they have. So now earlier I had this normal one, right? So this is what I was looking for. Now I have this custom URL that I can go ahead and check out, right? So these are the things. Yeah, no response because with this one, with this mock API that you have given, there are no mappings available, right? That is why it is not giving you anything. So with this URL, now you have option to add, go to the stub section here, and now you can go ahead and create the this like by default response, like earlier it gave you the just sample examples, right? And custom URL it gave you, but if you wanted to customize that, you just have created a new mock API. This is the URL for that. So with the same account you can create as many APIs that you have, and that can be the requirement as well, right? So and you can go ahead and create the stubbing that I just have explained. All the section are here, right the way here that we have, right? So when also when you create the new API, they have created this things one, right? So if you click this one, by default they have given here. So if I go ahead and hit this endpoint, so there are no mapping actually. Yeah, there are no mapping, that is why it is giving me. If I save this here, if I save this here, then I'll be able to get this response. Yeah, now we are getting it, right? So you can just add any stubs, any as many as stubs that you want, right? So I hope you learned about MockLab, and you can just go ahead and check out their documentation to explore more about the MockLabbing. But the idea is same: stubbing, verifying, and how, what is the use case for your what is your use case to apply with this one, right? So this is the part, right? So we have seen Warmock as a JVM library, Warmock standalone server, how to set up locally, and how this is how we can make use of the Warmock lab, right? So I'm concluding the Warmock tutorial video here. So if you have any question, anything about Warmock, so I have pretty much experience in Warmock, so I have learned a lot about it. You just explain me the use case that you have. If I have time, I'll be very happy to help you out. So you just throw that in comment section, right? And one final request, guys, if you really like the content and found this useful and you want me to make more videos like this, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe this, and share it as much as you can. And it really motivates me to make more videos like this and more content like this, right? So I hope to see you in the next video, in the next video course on the channel, right? So you can always go ahead and explore other options as well here. You can come to the channel here, and I have created more contents, many contents on Spring Boot and all other stuffs, right? So if you come here on the playlist section, you will get many options. There are hundreds of videos. You can just explore it, and maybe you found it useful. You found some useful content, right? So I'll see you in the next next video, in the next course, right? So take care. Bye bye.